Don't drink plain water again after 50. This one trick boosts blood flow fast. Senior health tips. For individuals over the age of 50, the simple act of drinking plain water might be less beneficial for blood flow than previously believed. Studies on circulation and blood viscosity reveal that after this age milestone, relying solely on plain water for hydration can diminish effective blood flow by as much as 79% when compared to more optimized hydration strategies. This may seem surprising, as we are often told that water is inherently good for circulation. However, the science indicates a more complex reality for the aging body. As we move beyond 50, our blood begins to function differently. There's a natural decrease in plasma volume, a significant drop in nitric oxide production, and red blood cells tend to become less flexible. When plain water enters this altered system without the necessary signals, it can temporarily dilute essential electrolytes, lessen the blood vessels' ability to respond appropriately, and fail to trigger the vital relaxation needed for smooth blood flow. This explains why many seniors continue to drink water throughout the day, yet still experience common issues like cold hands and feet, a feeling of heaviness in the legs, dizziness, mental fogginess, and persistent fatigue. The water is present, but the circulatory response is not adequately activated. What has particularly surprised researchers is that minor adjustments to how water is consumed can lead to measurable improvements in blood flow within just 5 to 30 minutes, sometimes even surpassing the effects of certain medications designed to widen blood vessels. These subtle changes can rapidly impact blood thickness, the function of the inner lining of blood vessels, and the delivery of oxygen throughout the body. The exciting part is that these benefits can be achieved through smarter hydration techniques without resorting to pills or prescriptions. This presentation unveils 5 straightforward yet seldom discussed methods, all centered around water consumption, that have been shown to quickly enhance blood flow in adults over 50. These techniques will be presented in order of their impact, from least to most powerful. Some of these strategies are so simple that they might appear almost too obvious, yet the underlying science behind them is quite profound. Many years have been dedicated to working with older adults on improving their cardiovascular and circulatory health, and the insights shared today represent recommendations that have proven effective for individuals experiencing symptoms like cold extremities, fatigue, brain fog, or general poor circulation, often serving as a preliminary approach before any consideration of medications. It's important to pay attention to all 5 methods, as the top-ranked trick is one that many people do not implement correctly, despite it taking less than a minute to perform. Before diving into the 5 techniques, it's crucial to understand what is actually happening within the bloodstream after the age of 50, as this knowledge will make the subsequent advice much clearer. Your blood is not just a simple fluid. It's a sophisticated mixture of cells, proteins, minerals, and hormones circulating through a network of vessels. The inner walls of these vessels, known as the endothelium, are biologically active. Healthy endothelial cells are responsible for producing nitric oxide, a key molecule that signals blood vessels to relax and widen. When nitric oxide production is robust, blood vessels can open more freely, allowing blood to flow easily and efficiently deliver oxygen to muscles, organs, and the brain. After 50, 3 interconnected changes typically occur. Firstly, the enzyme responsible for producing nitric oxide becomes less active, meaning blood vessels dilate less readily, which can contribute to increased blood pressure as the vessels struggle to relax. Secondly, viscosity, or its thickness, tends to increase with age, as red blood cells lose some of their ability to deform. Thicker blood requires more effort from the heart to be pushed through the fine network of capillaries, especially to areas like the hands, feet, and brain. Thirdly, overall plasma volume decreases, meaning there's proportionally less fluid circulating in the body. The kidneys become less efficient at retaining water, and the natural signal of thirst becomes less pronounced. Consequently, many older adults may be in a state of mild chronic dehydration without feeling thirsty. While plain water addresses the issue of fluid volume, it doesn't directly impact nitric oxide production or significantly reduce blood viscosity beyond simple dilution. Furthermore, if consumed without accompanying minerals, plain water can actually dilute the vital electrolytes, such as sodium, potassium, and magnesium, which are critical for the proper contraction and relaxation of vascular smooth muscle. This results in a state of being hydrated in terms of volume, but not in terms of functional vascular response. The fluid enters the body, but the necessary circulatory improvements do not follow. Consider a patient. Let's call her Henrietta, a 72-year-old retired librarian who was very diligent about her health. She meticulously drank 8 glasses of plain water daily and meticulously tracked her intake. She sought help because her primary care physician had been unable to diagnose unexplained symptoms for 2 years. She consistently suffered from cold hands and feet, even in warm environments, experienced severe afternoon fatigue that required her to lie down after lunch, and dealt with persistent mild brain fog that made her lifelong love of reading feel like a chore. Her blood pressure was normal, and her routine blood work showed no abnormalities, leading others to tell her she was healthy. Upon a detailed review of her hydration habits, the issue became apparent within minutes. She was adequately hydrated in terms of volume, but functionally under-circulated. While her water intake was sufficient, her vascular signaling was not. Her situation dramatically improved within 6 weeks after implementing the strategies that will be shared, specifically techniques 4 and 5. She described feeling like she had regained 10 years of vitality. The 5th technique involves the temperature and timing of water consumption. This is a fundamental starting point, as it's completely free and has a greater physiological impact than most people realize. The temperature of the water, and when it's consumed in relation to meals and physical activity, directly influences how quickly it's absorbed into the bloodstream and how rapidly it affects plasma volume and vascular response. Research on water absorption rates indicates that water at room temperature, around 20 to 22 degrees Celsius, is absorbed significantly faster than cold water. Cold water can cause a mild constriction of blood vessels in the digestive tract, slowing absorption and temporarily reducing blood flow to the extremities. For individuals over 50 who may already be experiencing reduced circulation, this temporary vasoconstriction is counterproductive. Even more importantly, the timing of consumption is as crucial as the temperature. Drinking water about 15 minutes before engaging in physical activity, even light walking, maximizes the beneficial effect of increased plasma volume. With higher plasma volume before activity, the heart's output becomes more efficient, blood vessels are more likely to dilate, and circulation to the extremities improves noticeably. Studies focusing on pre-exercise hydration in older adults have shown that drinking room temperature water 15 minutes before activity led to measurable increases in peripheral blood flow compared to drinking the same amount immediately before or during the activity. The practical application of this trick is simple. Replace cold or refrigerated water with room temperature water throughout the day, and make it a habit to drink a glass of room temperature water about 15 minutes before any planned movement, even a short walk. This single change costs nothing and requires no special preparation. The 4th trick focuses on mineral-enhanced water, which is where a more significant shift in the underlying mechanisms begins. Consuming large quantities of plain water can dilute the concentration of essential electrolytes in the blood plasma, specifically lowering levels of sodium, potassium, and magnesium. These 3 minerals are not merely supplemental, they function as the critical electrical signals that regulate the smooth muscle in blood vessels. Potassium and magnesium in particular act as natural vasodilators, activating the same pathways that are targeted by some pharmaceutical medications designed to relax blood vessels. When these minerals are diluted by plain water intake without replenishment, the tone of the blood vessels can increase, causing them to remain slightly contracted rather than fully relaxing. This makes the endothelium less responsive to signals that promote dilation based on blood flow. This mechanism helps explain why some individuals may feel worse rather than better after increasing their plain water intake. The solution is elegantly simple. Add a small pinch of high-quality sea salt, not refined table salt, which is stripped of its trace minerals, to each liter of water consumed. Sea salt naturally contains a wide array of over 80 trace minerals, including potassium, magnesium, calcium, and zinc, alongside sodium. This is not about increasing sodium intake significantly. A single pinch per liter raises the mineral content by a small but physiologically important amount. Alternatively, adding a slice of lemon can contribute potassium and initiate a mild alkalizing response that benefits endothelial function. Another option is to dissolve a small amount of coconut water into your daily water to naturally increase potassium levels. Research published in the Journal of Applied Physiology found that electrolyte-enhanced water led to significantly greater improvements in vascular conductance and exercise blood flow in older adults compared to plain water over a 2-week period. The blood vessels responded more effectively, and peripheral circulation improved. The key difference was not the quantity of water consumed, but what the water contained. If you have reached this point, it's clear you are genuinely interested in improving your well-being. However, many viewers enjoy content but tend to scroll away without subscribing. If this information has been particularly meaningful to you, please consider tapping the subscribe button. It only takes a moment. Failing to do so might lead you to forget about this channel and miss out on future valuable educational content. The third trick involves hibiscus-infused water. Hibiscus tea is one of the most thoroughly studied natural vasodilators documented in clinical literature. Yet, it's rarely consumed specifically for circulatory benefits, and even fewer people realize that drinking it as an infused water, cooled and lightly diluted, rather than as a hot tea, dramatically enhances its bioavailability and speed of effect. The potent compounds within hibiscus flowers, such as anthocyanins and organic acids like hibisic acid, directly stimulate nitric oxide production within endothelial cells. This is a critical missing component in addressing circulatory issues common in older adults. While plain water doesn't boost nitric oxide, hibiscus water does, activating the same biological pathways that many prescription vasodilators aim to replicate. A randomized controlled trial published in the Journal of Nutrition demonstrated that consuming 3 cups of hibiscus tea daily for an 8-week period reduced systolic blood pressure by an average of 7 points in individuals with pre-hypertension. The confirmed mechanism was the stimulation of endothelial nitric oxide, the same pathway affected by aging. Another study found acute improvements in blood flow within 30 minutes of consumption. To prepare hibiscus water for optimal circulatory benefits, steep 4 to 5 dried hibiscus flowers, readily available in most health food stores or online, in 500 milliliters of boiling water for 10 minutes. Allow this to cool to room temperature. You can add a pinch of sea salt and half a teaspoon of raw honey if desired. It is recommended to drink 1 to 2 glasses per day at room temperature, not hot or iced, for maximum absorption. The deep red color of the infusion indicates the concentration of anthocyanins. A richer burgundy hue signifies a higher content of active compounds, so aim for this depth of color rather than a pale pink. The second trick is morning warm water with lemon and ginger, and this combination, when consumed specifically within minutes of waking, has a disproportionately positive effect on morning circulation, making it the second most powerful trick on this list. The timing is critical because the cardiovascular system is most vulnerable in the first 60 to 90 minutes after waking. During this period, cortisol levels surge. Blood viscosity is at its highest after hours without fluid intake, and platelet aggregability, the tendency for platelets to clump together, peaks. This combination of factors creates the highest risk window for cardiac events within a 24-hour cycle. Many senior-related circulatory incidents, such as strokes, heart attacks, and deep vein thrombosis, occur between 6 and 10 in the morning, precisely because of these physiological changes. Warm water consumed immediately upon waking begins to thin the blood and restore plasma volume before the cortisol surge peaks. Adding fresh lemon juice provides vitamin C, a crucial cofactor for nitric oxide synthesis, and citric acid, which aids iron absorption and supports red blood cell health. Freshly grated ginger introduces compounds like gingerols and shogaols, which have demonstrated antiplatelet activity comparable to low-dose aspirin in some studies, without causing gastrointestinal side effects. Research published in Thrombosis Research found that ginger consumption significantly reduced platelet aggregation, the clumping that increases the risk of stroke and clots in healthy adults. This effect was found to be dose-dependent and rapid, occurring within 90 minutes of consumption. The protocol is specific. Immediately upon waking, before coffee, food, or anything else, drink 250 milliliters of warm, not hot, not cold, water mixed with the juice of half a fresh lemon and half a teaspoon of freshly grated or powdered ginger. It should be sipped slowly over about 5 minutes. This is not a mere ritual, but a targeted application of vascular pharmacology using compounds that the body readily understands and utilizes. The number one trick, and the most powerful on this list, is nitrate-rich water timing paired with specific breathing exercises. This method is the least known and most directly addresses the nitric oxide deficiency that is a primary driver of poor circulation after the age of 50. Dietary nitrates, found in certain foods, are converted into nitric oxide in the body through a two-step process involving oral bacteria and stomach acid. Recent research has revealed that this conversion is significantly enhanced when combined with deep diaphragmatic breathing, specifically slow nasal breathing that engages the paranasal sinuses. These sinuses themselves produce nitric oxide and play a role in regulating circulation. The specific protocol involves dissolving a small amount of beetroot powder, about 1 teaspoon, into a glass of room-temperature water with a pinch of sea salt. This mixture should be consumed slowly over 5 minutes. Immediately after drinking, perform 5 cycles of slow nasal breathing. This involves inhaling through the nose for a count of 4, holding for 2 counts, and exhaling through the nose for 6 counts. This breathing pattern stimulates nitric oxide production in the sinuses, concurrently with the dietary nitrate pathway, creating a synergistic effect on vascular health. A study published in Hypertension found that dietary nitrate supplementation, in the form of beetroot juice, reduced blood pressure and improved peripheral blood flow within 2.5 hours in older adults. When this is combined with slow nasal breathing, which separate research has shown can increase nasal nitric oxide output by up to 15 times compared to mouth breathing, the overall vascular benefit is substantially greater than either intervention alone. The optimal timing for maximum effect is approximately 30 minutes before physical activity or during the mid-afternoon slump, a period when circulation typically dips. This window allows the combined nitrate and breathing protocol to produce its more time. Peak vasodilatory effect. You don't need expensive beetroot juice products. A small bag of beetroot powder is inexpensive and lasts for weeks. The breathing exercise takes only about 2 minutes, and the combined effect on peripheral circulation in the hands, feet, and brain can be measured within 30 minutes. Returning to Henrietta's case, 6 weeks after introducing her to techniques 4 and 5, mineral-enhanced water daily, and the morning warm lemon ginger protocol, she experienced remarkable changes. She had also incorporated hibiscus water 3 days a week, more out of curiosity than strict adherence. Crucially, she had not altered her medications, diet, or exercise routine in any significant way. The persistent cold hands and feet that had troubled her for 2 years were completely gone. Her afternoon fatigue had diminished to such an extent that she no longer needed her daily rest. She reported being able to read for 4 consecutive hours on 3 separate days, something she hadn't been able to do in years. She expressed her astonishment, saying, "I drank water every day for 2 years and nothing changed. You changed 3 things about how I drank it, and my whole body changed in 6 weeks. Why did no one explain this before?" This highlights a common gap. The information and research exist and are published, but a standard 15-minute medical appointment is often not structured to explain the crucial difference between simply hydrating volumetrically and achieving functional vascular hydration for an older adult. This is precisely why this information is being shared. To summarize, here are the 5 hydration tricks ranked by their impact on blood flow in adults over 50. Number 5 is consuming room temperature water, timed about 15 minutes before physical activity. Number 4 is daily mineral-enhanced water, achieved with a pinch of sea salt or a slice of lemon. Number 3 is hibiscus water, 1 to 2 glasses per day consumed at room temperature. Number 2 is morning warm water with lemon and ginger taken within 10 minutes of waking. And the most impactful, number 1, is beetroot water combined with slow nasal breathing, taken 30 minutes before activity or during the mid-afternoon. It's recommended to start with whichever method feels easiest to implement. Consistency with even one change is far more beneficial than attempting multiple changes sporadically and then abandoning them. If the only action taken after watching this video is switching from cold to room temperature water and adding a pinch of sea salt, the functional hydration equation within the body has already been improved. Which of these 5 methods will you try first? Please share your intentions in the comments below. Every comment is read. If you know someone who drinks water all day, yet still complains of cold hands, heavy legs, fatigue, or brain fog, please share this video with them. The solution might be this simple, and they deserve to know. Subscribe for more straightforward, research-backed discussions on what the body truly needs after 50. The information that often doesn't make it into brief medical appointments, but can significantly transform well-being when it reaches the right person. Taking care of your circulation is vital, as it delivers life to every cell in your body every second of every day. By providing it with the correct signals, it will respond positively. Please note, all information presented in this video is for general educational purposes only and is based on published research in hydration science, vascular physiology, and exercise medicine. It is not a substitute for personalized medical advice. If you are currently managing conditions such as hypertension, kidney disease, heart failure, or any condition that necessitates fluid restriction or electrolyte management, it is essential to consult with your physician before making any changes to your hydration habits. They possess the knowledge of your specific health situation. This information serves as a starting point for conversations with your doctor, not as a replacement for their professional guidance.